Doma Sports Talk, worldwide, with some news from the world of boxing. So y'all know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed. Now, heavyweights. Heavyweights. We've been hearing some stuff, about a heavyweight, the lineal heavyweight champion, Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury over in WWE. I told you this video about it about 2 weeks ago. Hey, he go do WWE. Well, duh. Tyson Fury been doing WWE the whole time. He been throwing tables before, acting the fool at press conferences, coming out like Batman, throwing that. This is what he does. Tyson Fury is an entertainer, period. Right? So WWE is, like I said, well, duh, of course he's doing that. But, it's reportedly that he's going to get $15 million to do this fight with Strowman or whatever. I don't know how true that is, the $15 million. You're going to do $15 million and can't get the 3,500 people in his last fight. I don't know. But the WWE is going to raise his profile a little bit because his profile needed to be raised. Let's be honest. You had 5,000 at the Tom Swartz fight, and then the other one, Otto Wilder, 3,500. It's, have to do something if you're going to fight Wilder. And that's my point. My point was fight somebody formidable before you fight Wilder. You shouldn't be getting the Wilder fight, in my opinion. Not like Wilder fighting Ortiz and flatlining Dominic Brazil, and you're doing Wilder and your boy Swartz, and still, that's not enough momentum. So, if it's going to be WWE, it's going to be WWE. Right? It's going to be WWE. But my point is, where is the fan outrage? Like, hey, man, Tyson Fury, you about to mess up the fight with, Deontay Wilder. You got to cut. You about to go over here, right? Nah, whatever. But if his man's going to get $15 million, right? Like I said, I don't believe he's going to get that. It's not going to get no damn $15 million for fighting WWE. If he does, there goes boxing. Bye-bye boxing. Well, why would you go in here, when you can fake fight and get that much money and it's be real fighting, especially against the Deontay Wilders of the world? Whatever. He's the lineal champ. The lineal champ, just like the franchise champ that Canelo has, means you don't have to fight anybody. You don't have to fight any mandatory challengers. You don't have to do this and you don't have to do that if your contract says it. You don't have to fight the guy that you need to be fighting. Look at Canelo. He's just not going to be undisputed middleweight division. He's going to go up 2 divisions to fight one of the top 4 guys, not the best, and we're going to celebrate it, right? Instead of saying, hey, Demetrius Andrade, hey, there's an undisputed fight, and he's the champion. Don't have to, because he's a franchise champ. They ain't got to do nothing, right? He didn't have to fight his mandatory Jamal Charlo because they gave him a franchise belt. And then start telling you what it means. Basically, you don't have to fight a mandatory. You can do whatever you want. The lineal champ. It's not like somebody's like Force of Fury there. He was able to fight Wallen and Swartz, right? If lineal champ was a real belt, somebody would have said, no, hey, well, hold up. We got a mandatory here. And it would have probably been somebody a little bit more formidable, right? But you were able to do that because that's why those belts, those titles actually mean nothing. Because the ones with real belts, they're getting told who you better fight. If you're not fighting for Undisputed or Unification, then you're going to fight this dude within a year who worked his way up. In most cases. Now, the sanctioned bodies or somebody we get on in a minute. Because they be putting some people at number 1 and you be like, man, come on, dude. How the hell that happened? Look at this, a heavyweight, Trevor Bryan or something. Man, Trevor Bryan ain't fought nobody. I mean, and I hate, I don't like to go in on people like that about nobody. But no one that we of note at all. And his last 2 fights, he fought somebody's last one was ridiculous. I remember we did a video on it. So, the sanctioned bodies are a problem. But at the end of the day, we're going to think, Tyson Fury doing the WWE, when I hear it, I'm like, well, go head on, Tyson Fury. Go head on. Because for me, I'm thinking undisputed. And I'm hoping for undisputed heavyweight champion. So Tyson Fury doing that, his focus somewhere else, right, is good. Because let's remember, and this is how fans going to be, let's remember this. Tyson Fury, when Deontay Wilder was talking about, well, maybe I'll fight for undisputed before Tyson Fury. Right? Well, like I fight Ruiz, right? Or if he wins, or Joshua, then get to Tyson Fury. Wasn't Tyson Fury about to sue? He was like, I want to sue if he don't fight me on February 22nd. Right? Now he gonna go to the WWE and do something else. Might not fight on the 22nd. Wilder ain't gonna sue. My point is, forget the Tyson Fury thing with boxing for a minute, and let's concentrate on undisputed. Let Tyson Fury do that stuff, because if he can get paid, whatever it is, it don't matter, man. If it's $8 million, if it's half, if it's a third, you get $5 million for going over there acting like you fighting, and in your cut, No, you don't. Nobody. Everybody knows. Leave that cut alone, right? They're gonna act like it's opened up. It's WWE. They're gonna put some blood on it, but it's not gonna really open up, right? So if he can stay pretty much healthy, go over there, earn some money for doing nothing but being, Tyson Fury, which he is. But no, more power to him. Our point and our focus is Undisputed. So you got pros and cons for Undisputed. When you're looking for Undisputed is the fact that he's going to WWE. That's one point for Undisputed, right? The fact that his camp doesn't really want it, right? Doesn't really want it. Now, for this video, I have looked at one of my uploaders. So, I do had listened to someone else's opinion too, and it's the same thing. Here it's like his camp, wife, trainer doesn't want him really to fight. It's a good point. I remember that. Don't want him to really fight, right? And obviously, the cut is a third point for Tyson Fury. The fact that he has a cut, a real deep cut, that he might not be able to make the fight just on that reason alone, that's good for Undisputed, right? Shoot. And the fact that his last two fights were lackluster. They're lackluster. Because see, my point about, I've used that word extra. Tyson Fury's last two fights were pretty lackluster. I mean, he did, because the fact that Tom Swartz of who you were fighting was lackluster. He did take Tom Swartz out of there, though. But the fact that it was Tom Swartz made it lackluster. Pretty lackluster. But very lackluster was his fight against Otto Wallen. Right? Cut up. Some people think Otto Wallen won, which I didn't think, or, even draw. Tyson Fury won the fight. But it was lackluster. And I'm going to tell you why you can use lackluster. If anybody knows Demetrius Andrade, when he fought Selecki, Selecki, a formidable top 10 middleweight, and shut him out. Selecki didn't win one round. Plus, he knocked Selecki down 2 and just dominated him. Some people call that lackluster. People who writers called it lackluster. Okay, that's what they would do. Same thing with Charlo's last win. Pitcher shutout. But they called it lackluster. Right? So if we're going to use lackluster for these brothers right here, then that damn sure was lackluster. And that's pretty good. Right? That's pretty good. And the fact, that another fact against for Undisputed is just the fact that Andy Ruiz Jr. is a little ready, you guys. Right? The man's ready. Right? He looks like he's, in training. And that was my issue. I did a video about it, but I didn't upload it. That he's slimming down. We've seen pictures of him slimming down. I don't see him being so much slimmer, but he's slimming down. Right now, we're worried that stuff they don't get too slim because you want to be sturdy. That's what he did in the first fight. He wanted to be sturdy. But if he seems to be ready and taking it more serious, because I was really worried about his discipline issues going into the fight. Because I was thinking, so many life changes and things are going well for you. Do you want to get up and put yourself through that, thinking that could be an issue? That was my only issue. If he can, I said in that video, when I repeat it here because I might not upload it, is if Andy Ruiz comes normal, like he always is, because he's always fought like that. He didn't do better against Joshua than he normally does. He didn't look better against Joshua than he did against Joseph Parker. He didn't. It was just Joseph Parker evaded some punches and came back with some shots of his own, right? And was able to have a chin. That's what Joseph Parker. That was the difference between Joseph Parker and Anthony Joshua. Wasn't no difference with Andy Ruiz Jr. So if he comes normal, then he's going to be in the fight. Period. So we don't want him to lose 30 pounds, maybe 15 or something like that. So let's see how that is. Those are the reasons that I'm happy about that we could possibly get Undisputed. But there are some cons, fellas. There's some cons. The biggest one, well, not the biggest one. Let me tell you the biggest one. But one of them is that Fury could demand it. He could demand, you fight me, because he decided they've got a contract signed, so from what I'm hearing. So if they have a contract signed, then Deontay Wilder will have to fight him first, even if Andy Ruiz Jr. were to win that fight. That's a con. Another con is the fact that AJ could win this fight. AJ could win this fight. It was boxing. If AJ, gets him early or something, but I just think that Andy Ruiz Jr. has a chin. That was my whole issue. The fact that Andy Ruiz Jr. always has a chin. Most of the time, before combination comes, you're hitting him first. He takes it and brings 3 back. That's why I call him Mr. Discount. You give him 1, you're getting 3 for free. It is what it is with him. So while your boy AJ is going to have to do something, first of all, like I've been saying the whole time, a lot of stamina to do what you want to do. Because it's not going to be enough to that fight he had against Joseph Parker where he barely won it and the referee kept him out. That's not going to be enough. He's going to have to be about 15% better than that. Then Joshua has a chance because at the end of the day, Joshua hit him with some shots and Joshua did not look bad in that fight. against him. Joshua looked good in that fight and landed some good shots. So he's going to have to be able to do that for a long period of time and not take those shots that are coming back, which means you can't stay in the pocket for too long. You got to hit and get up out of there. To do that, you're going to need the stamina, and it's not his nature. So those things, those big changes going down, it's not an easy task, but it shouldn't be. It's the heavyweight championship of the world, and Joshua had 3 titles before that and was undefeated, and only one person stood in the ring with him to the end. So at the end of the day, Joshua's formidable. If he's what these people would think you are, arguing with people, Wilder fans, for years about ridiculousnesses, then this guy here has got to be the deal. And this is, if he's the real deal, and that was a blip, like he said, then AJ could win this fight. Okay? And if AJ wins this fight, Undisputed is off the table. Period. Won't be. Matter of fact, if Joshua wins this fight, we ain't getting Undisputed. Total have to use your focus somewhere else. And I don't know where mine will go, right? Because I want to see Undisputed. If AJ wins, we're not getting close. They haven't even talked nothing about it. They're going to fight anybody else. It could be anybody, which I'll get to now. That's a con. AJ could win. The third one and the biggest one to me is the sanctioning bodies. They're the problem in boxing, period. It's too many sanctioning bodies. Guys, listen, what do we got? WBC, WBA, right? IBF, the WBO, those that count, right? Now you got the one, the IBO, the people like to count. When Joshua had the titles, he had 4. When they always had the IBO, right? It doesn't really count yet, but it's getting there, isn't it? Right? Then you put the 6th one on that. When the IBO comes in there, the IBA gonna come right after. It's like, well, if we can have an organization, international boxing organization, then we got to have an international boxing association. Now, don't we? Right? And then you mess around and you go get the IBC coming after that. It's going to get ridiculous because they're getting away with it. If one sanctioned body, the WBA, can have about 3 different champions with the super champion, the regular champion, and the interim champion, that's 3 titles. You know how many people are calling people for 6 titles and 3 belts for all 6 titles? That's 18 champions you're talking about to run around here in a minute. Right? So bottom line is we got to get these sanctioned bodies together. Let me tell you something. Sanctioned bodies straight up, they got your boy Alexander Usyk, who's the WBO mandatory, and damn it, he should be. Alexander Usyk is boxing royalty. Right? There's a few guys that are above the rest because of how their behavior of going to people's backyards to fight them and becoming something that no one in boxing is doing and not even trying is undisputed. Alexander Usyk did that in the cruiserweight division, and he did it sensationally, going to everybody's backyard. Never can take that away from him. I don't give a damn what he does in heavyweight. He doesn't have to prove nothing to me no more. Boxers doing something like that, man, what do you got to prove? Because there ain't too many people done that. I'm walking around. The undisputed heavy champion of the world stand up. Only 2 people standing up. Right? You say the champion of the world. How many stands up then? Champions all over the place. You're the only one sitting down. But if you say undisputed, Terrence Crawford and Alexander Usyk standing up. So Alexander Usyk has the red carpet going into the heavyweight division, and he should. So he's the WBO mandatory. Okay. Now Kubrat Pulev over the IBF mandatory has been waiting for a while, and I would put the emphasis on waiting. You know, if you take Huey Fury out of the equation of the fights he's had, he's not fighting nobody where it's like, hey, you definitely get to me. It's kind of this waiting thing, like Golovkin's trying to do for Canelo. Right? He's not going to, let me take care of Charlo or Andre and get me a bust through the door with Canelo. No, I'm going to fight Steve Rose or Anderson Monterose, and if I can, and just wait and hope the fans still think I'm the stuff. Man, no. Only those kind of fans that think you the stuff are fans who just, you were going to be the stuff no matter what you do. Right? Those. But boxing fans are like, what the hell? What's wrong with you? We thought you were all of that. Why are you not taking care of these boys as soon as they get formidable? So, with all that being said, the sanctioned bodies might force Kubrat Pulev or your boy Alexander Usyk down somebody's throat, the winner of the Anthony Joshua Ruiz throat. We don't want that now, do we? But they might. Now, if Ruiz wins, I think that Ruiz is the only chance here who would say, damn that, I'm fighting Wilder. And here's the point, fans. If Ruiz beats Anthony Joshua and comes out and says, I'm going to fight Deontay Wilder, right? Now, remember this, guys, because this is what's going to happen. Remember, if Ruiz wins, Al Heyman is advisor of both Deontay Wilder and Andy Ruiz Jr. Al Heyman is the one that you don't see, right? But people know they've gotten the memo that it's a black guy. Do you think that they're going to let a black guy stage the undisputed fight, heavyweight fight? I doubt it. They're going to do everything to not make that happen. Plus the fact that undisputed means there's one champion. Sanctioned bodies got to wait a little longer before they're mandatory. Before somebody fights, they're mandatory. That's not also in their interest. That's why we always have a problem with, everybody's allergic to undisputed. We just like, why do that have to happen? So back to Andy Ruiz Jr. If he beats Anthony Joshua, and the possibilities there, guys, let's just go 50-50 right now until it gets closer to the fight. Right? Then we'll see what we go, if we go one way or the other. But right now, you got to say 50-50, right? Because everybody has gotten the memo that Andy Ruiz Jr., that wasn't luck. So if you got a 50-50 fight there, right, coming up, Andy Ruiz Jr. wins the fight and says, I don't give a damn if somebody tells me what to fight. I'm fighting Deontay Wilder, right? Because at that point, the sanctioning bodies, if he says I'm doing it, the sanctioning bodies will probably have to relent. And because the winner of Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua or Andy Ruiz Jr., but we know Andy Ruiz Jr. would do it first. He would do it, and Joshua's not doing it. But if they fought, that fighter would be undisputed in the eyes of everyone. Now, those ones that are against stuff like that anyway, don't care if stuff's illegal, like Trump fans, they don't care that he's a criminal. They're going to follow him to hell. Right? It's about 30% of them still, because he's doing the things they want to do. Same thing is there. There'd be some people that be, hey, look, well, he should have fought Pulev or Usyk. Usyk would wait, because that's what Usyk would wait. Usyk as himself, he would have no problem, guys, because Alexander Usyk is also trying to be undisputed. And because he did it already in cruiserweight, right? So he would say, well, I'll wait, let him fight, and I'll fight the winner. Right? That's what he would do. Now, Pulev, he would try to get in the way because he probably ain't trying to fight Wilder, or he probably ain't trying to fight, he definitely want to fight Ruiz instead of Joshua, is my opinion. Right? Because, this stuff keeps happening with Joshua. Right? And he's been this the whole time. But I'm just saying, I think Pulev would get in the way instead of saying, well, okay, I'll wait if you let me have the winner. Some people are not going to do that. Alexander Usyk, without knowing the guy, I think he would say, well, I just got up here. I'll fight somebody else in the meantime. Just get more acclimated, and y'all do that, and I got the winner. That's what he would do, because then it would be like, whoa, I can become undisputed by beating that guy. Right? Let's see what happens going forward. That's what's the scenario. Those are the pros, the for, and the against, and the cons, right? And back to the top, what I'm thinking is Tyson Fury. I don't think he got no 15 million to be WWE. But my point is, if he's going to fight Strowman and whatever, do some WWE, which he's going to probably enjoy from what he's saying so far. It was a lifelong dream. He wants to do it. Let him go and have some fun, because at the end of the day, lineal champ doesn't have mandatories or nothing like that, right? So he's just let him be out there and handle his business until we can get undisputed. After that, then we can, Tyson Furies and anybody can line up. But if we concentrate and focus on undisputed, then it's very, very good that Tyson Fury's interest is at the WWE. Y'all got that? It took a minute and I did it. Dome Sports Talk, worldwide. And I'm up out of here, y'all.